Hi, I'm Nick from Drive Green, and today we're going to be looking at the Kia E-Niro. The E-Niro has been heralded as one of the most practically sized EVs since its launch, and today I wanted to share some of our experiences with the car to see whether it might be the right electric car for you. The E-Niro finally arrived in the UK at the very end of 2018. It was a very eagerly awaited car, as at the time the EV market was desperate for a truly practically sized and long-range EV, which is what the E-Niro was hoped to be. It was launched with a 64 kilowatt battery, giving it a massive advertised range of over 240 miles. This was well ahead of most of the car's competitors at the time. However, its launch comes shortly after the Kona, which sort of stole a lot of its thunder, especially in the range department. The E-Niro is actually built around the same platform as the Kona, and you can see the similarities. In my mind, the Kona is the E-Niro's main competitor. However, there are still some key differences between the two cars, and if practical sizing is what you're looking for, then the E-Niro is the clear winner. The E-Niro, I think, has a very functional design. It's not standout-ish in any way, it's totally unoffensive and generally quite pleasing to look at, in a very ordinary sort of way. There's nothing wrong with the way the car looks, especially when comparing to other practically sized EVs, but it's not a car that stands out if that's something you're looking for. Where the E-Niro really wins over its competition is its practical and generous size. This was true both at its launch and even now against the many new EVs hitting the marketplace. It's not a massive car, but it is quite big, especially when comparing to things like the Kona and other EVs. Overall, I think it's ideally sized as a family car. It really is spacious inside, both in the front and actually in the rear too. You can fit a full-size adult in the back with ample leg and headroom. It also has a decent sized boot, especially if you can utilise the space beneath the boot floor. Boot space is really important when it comes to practicality, and I must admit, for the car to really fulfil the family car role, you're going to need to take advantage of the roof bars, which will allow you to fit a roof box easily. There is no doubt in my mind though that the E-Niro can work as the all-round, all-year family car. The interior of the E-Niro is okay. It's definitely a quality made car, and the materials are very robust feeling, but it lacks a certain stylishness, I feel. Compared to the likes of the Kona, I think it's almost just a bit basic and bland looking. However, the E-Niro is profiled as that family suitable and practical EV, and as a result I think it really has that sort of functionality in its looks. It definitely feels right for the family road trip, and it can easily stand up to the demands of a long holiday drive with all of your luggage and the children. Today we're in the high-spec first edition, which actually comes with these robust full leather seats, which are very comfortable, and even in the lower spec models you get half leather seats, which are actually also really quite nice. In the higher spec models, these seats are also heated, and there is even a cooled seat option at the very top spec. When it comes to the interior, my only real criticism is the infotainment system. It's functional, it's easy to use, but it does look a little bit dated now, especially compared to some of its competitors. They have actually updated it though with their most recent models. Overall, it's a well put together interior which, whilst it doesn't scream premium, it does say quality and family suitable. Spec-wise, it does come very well equipped, especially in the top of the line model. It has literally everything you can think of short of autonomous driving and some of the parking features. The first edition model comes with the majority of the options that are available. Other models include the 2, 3 and 4, with the Model 4 basically being the highest spec model with pretty much all of the options ticked. At level 4, it has a reversing camera as well as parking sensors front and rear, climate control, which runs from a very efficient heat pump system, smart adaptive cruise control, automatic lights, auto wipers, auto dip rear view mirror, lane keep assist, blind spot warnings, keyless entry, and a winter preheating function. It has a heated steering wheel in addition to the heated and cooled seats, an electronic handbrake, auto hold, 3 selectable drive modes, an awesome JBL sound system, LED lights, wireless charging pad, as well as Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The level 4 model also comes with a sunroof, which is something you don't actually see in many EVs at all, let alone, you know, at this price point. You know, even its main competitor, the Kona, does not have the sunroof as an option. On the lower level 2 and 3 trims, you actually lose a lot of the options, including the heat pump for the heating system, the heated seats, heated steering wheel. You don't get the nice JBL sound system, and also on the bottom level 2 model you get a smaller infotainment screen as well. Whilst the E-Niro doesn't have full autonomous driving, it does have smart radar cruise control, which will, you know, speed you up and slow you down from the car in front of you, as well as lane keep assist as well. So it will guide you into the lane and try and keep you on track. So it's not fully autonomous, but it certainly does assist you. The E-Niro is available in 2 battery options. You've got the 39 and the 64 kilowatt batteries. Now, the 39 kilowatt battery, that's probably good for about 150 miles in the real world. Obviously, as always, you know, your driving style and weather dependent. While the 64 kilowatt battery, that's good for up to about 240 miles, which is mightily impressive. And, you know, it goes toe to toe with a lot of the newer EVs that are, you know, being released onto the market today. In terms of what battery size you might need, it's really important just to assess your own driving lifestyle. You know, what are your typical journeys and what is the frequency of your longer journeys, if any? It may well be that the 39 kilowatt battery size is plenty adequate for you. However, there's still something very nice about seeing such a big range on the dash, even if it is rarely used. Being very much the year-round practical family and holiday car, I think there's definitely an advantage in having the 64 kilowatt battery. The E-Niro can basically then comfortably serve any purpose and do any journey that you might need it to. Even on a journey outside of its impressive 240 miles, it does accept a rapid charge, not quite as much as the Kona, but you can do 77 kilowatts. And yeah, a 30-minute charge will give you an extra 140 miles of range. Drive-wise, it has a really nice elevated driving position, which gives you great visibility. And I was quite surprised, you know, given its size, I thought it would be, you know, a little bit more lumbering, but the steering is reasonably precise and, you know, it actually corners really quite well. There's lots of power available, especially in its sports mode, where it's actually surprisingly fast for such a big car. Another thing worth noting is the turning circle on this car. For such a big car, it's so easy to manoeuvre. The E-Niro has 4 adjustable regen braking settings, which are controlled by these paddles behind the steering wheel, and in its strongest setting it really does allow you to have that effortless one-pedal driving style. It's a really nice car to drive, and certainly one that you'll be comfortable on, especially on those longer journeys. I have to say that I'm really pleased that the E-Niro lives up to its reputation as being a spacious and practical EV. It has a great driving range and a high amount of spec, and it's a quality build you want from a family car. Add to that its quality drive, and it's just a really impressive EV. If you're looking for a practically sized, long-range EV, you must consider the E-Niro. It's just such a fantastic family car. I hope you have found this video useful in learning more about the Kia E-Niro. If you've got any questions or you'd like to arrange a test drive, please do get in touch. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe for plenty more videos.